Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sam P, and today we're going to review episode 1 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get into it. So yeah guys, I decided to review Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me know if you're interested in my review for this show. If some of you are not interested and I don't get to have a lot of views, I probably won't be reviewing it. But I was like, why not giving it a try? First scene, we see Miss Kenya Moore. She's dancing, she's rehearsing with teacher for Dancing with the Stars. So earlier last year, apparently Kenya Moore participated in Dancing with the Stars. I do not watch that show, so I really don't know what happened, but I think she got eliminated at some point. So we see her with a teacher, like a dance teacher that she's also dancing with during the show, and they're flirting with each other. You can see a little bit of like a chemistry, like attraction between the two of them. She's telling us what she's been about. And then Miss Candy comes through. Miss Candy comes to chit chat with her. And then Marlo comes in. And then when Marlo comes in, they started to basically catching up with each other. They talk about Marlo edges because she had a lot of like back, but people talking about her edge. So she's telling us that she's been going to the doctor and she basically got her edges fixed. She's showing us her edges, but a part of me is like, is it your edges or is it a wig? But anyway, they continue talking and having a good discussion. And then Miss Sheree comes in. Yeah, Sheree is back in Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not going to lie to you all. I haven't been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta for a long time. But now that I'm doing this show review for YouTube, I'm like, maybe some of you do watch it. Or maybe just want to get a good recap so that they don't need to watch it, right? So Sheree is back. Sherry is back again. I feel like at this point they just don't know what to do. They're bringing back the OG, but they're not bringing back the right one. Real Housewives of Atlanta is just not what it used to be. So Sherry comes in and they start all catching up together, and they ask Sherry about Tyrone, and she's telling us that Tyrone is not in jail anymore, but he's basically still kind of like maybe like on a house arrest, I think. So basically, I don't think he can travel, but she says that he lives in Philadelphia, and that basically that's where he needs to be. And then they're asking Sheree, how was the sex? And she's saying, well, it was quick. And I was like, yeah, I can imagine. How long has Tyrone been in jail? So yeah, I can imagine that. So yeah, so they still keep in contact, but she's basically saying that they're not having sex at the moment. I'm like, Sheree girl, this man is on house arrest. He's a good looking man. And he probably wants some. Like, what else is he gonna do? And you're not gonna give him some? And she's saying, yeah, when they were in a relationship and he was in jail, it's different, and now she wants to go about it differently. And I'm like, girl, if you did end up having sex when it came back, now you're not giving it to him. I'm like, girl, was the sex that good? Seems like you can go without it. That's kind of weird. Let me all know what you think in the comment. But I'm like, man, you gave it to him when he came, then you're stopping it. I hope it's not gonna be for too long. Then they're talking about Kenya and impending divorce. She's saying that she's not divorced yet, she's still married, she doesn't really know what her husband wants. And I'm like, girl, you probably want some money or some attention, but I understand that she is annoyed. She probably just want to move on with her life. She really tried for that marriage. I think that she really wanted it to work, and especially that they have a baby together. So yeah, I do feel bad for Kenya in that situation, because now that you want to get a divorce and you want to be able to move on, you cannot totally move on because it is making it take longer than necessary. And I honestly think that probably because he wants some money out of her. So yeah, good luck to Kenya on that. Then they talk about Kenzie. They ask Kenzie what's going on with Todd, and Kenzie said that she hasn't been having sex with Todd because they're just tired, and that's not what they really want. That it's not that they don't want to, but they're just tired. And I'm like, Kenzie, you have all that money and you have all those businesses, but what's the point if you cannot even handle your husband? I remember watching earlier season of Real Housewives of Atlanta when you were still single and you wanted to get married, and you were talking about how you have everything but you just don't have a partner. And now that you have a partner, because you're looking for some extra dollar that you don't really need, you don't have time to like build genuine relationship with the people that matters. And that's a problem, you know what I mean? Like, have sex with your man, like take care of your man, go on vacation with him, build a strong, solid marriage. At the end of the day, that's the most important. All those businesses can wait. Next scene, we have Marlo waking up really early to prep some breakfast for her two nephews. She is reminding us that she is being a momty, which is a mix of being a mom and an auntie for her two nephews, because their mother, who is her sister, is currently incarcerated. So Marlo has been in charge of them and taking care of them. So we see her waking them up and telling us how her life has changed since she has become a momty. And then we see her making breakfast for them kids. And I'm like, Marlo, you lying. Marlo has to be lying. I'm pretty sure she only woke up to do that breakfast for a scene for the show. And if he was tired, it was like I could have been sleeping. I'm pretty sure they probably have like a banana and some Pop-Tarts for breakfast, but she was trying to be like the ultimate mom tea and make them some fruits and some spinach omelette and everything. I mean, it looks good, but I'm like, Marlo, you know your ass is lying. But it was really nice to see. I think that it's very commendable for Marlo to take care of her nephews. And I really wished her luck with that, because it's not easy to step up, but she's doing it, and it's really, really nice to see. So bravo to Marlo on that. Next, we have Drew and her husband. They're in the car. They're about to go work out. They're going to meet with Sanya, who is the new addition. I didn't really watch the last previous season of Real Housewives, so I'm not really familiar with Drew and her husband. All I know is that there had a lot of drama going on involving some potential cheating out of the husband. So yeah, they're at the gym, and Drew is telling us that she has a new program, Drop It with Drew, where basically she's working out. She has workout video, and she's doing like nutrition and everything. So she's meeting with Sanya Richard-Ross is a 4-time Olympian. She has won gold 4 times in track. I am very familiar with Sanya because I love to watch track. I love to watch the Olympics. Track is my favorite event. And I mean, she's everything. She's beautiful. She's a hard worker. She's an Olympian. And she's married to that handsome husband of hers. I mean, it's fine. Drop in the comment if you think it's fine. I think he's so handsome. They make such a beautiful family. Her husband is also an athlete. I think he played football. I'm not very familiar with him, but they look really nice together. And they're telling us that they've been together since they were 20. Since it's been 20 years that they've been together. And I'm like, wow, they really look nice, which means they're probably in maybe end of 30s, beginning of 40s. She looks great. So Drew is working out with her, and she tells us that she's surprised that Drew is not better at that workout thing, especially that she has that workout with Drew things, and then they work out, and then they kind of like run against each other. And I'm like, okay, look at you, Drew, running against an Olympian, and we see how Sanya is like really just, she's not doing too much, because obviously that's what she does, that's what her career is, and Drew is definitely, an amateur. She's not a track runner. So yeah, they're having a good workout. Drew is struggling, she's struggling. It is what it is. But I do agree that it's kind of weird that you're doing all those workout videos and workout thing and you're not, all that. But then a part of me is like, maybe that's what makes the charm of it, right? It's called Drop It with Drew. So maybe the point is to say, hey, I'm not a healthy girl, but there's a lot of unhealthy girls are working out and want to lose the weight. So let's all lose the weight together and do what we can with the help of a trainer. Maybe that's what the goal of a business is. And if that's the case, that's actually could work. It could work. Then at some point, they're talking with each other, and Drew is basically telling Sanya that, she's had some marital issues with her husband. She's telling us that her husband recently got a new assistant, and that she quotes some messages of the assistant talking about she should have come and give a massage to her husband. And those are red flags. And I'm like, I feel really bad for Drew, but then at the end, I feel like she seems very easy to like say what's going on with her and her husband. And I do have some type of respect for it, but at the same time, I'm worried because reality TV shows are known for drama. So I hope that she's not, putting herself out for money like that. A marriage is sacred, and I just feel like you should maybe be a little bit more to be more careful when it comes to like telling people what's going on, the detail of your marriage, things like that. I think people shouldn't do it even if money is involved. And I'm surprised of how at ease Drew is to talk about a marital issue with people that she may not necessarily be that close to. Let me all know what you think about that in the comments. Next scene, we see Kenya. She's in the kitchen, and we see a little girl, Brooklyn. She has grown so much. She is so beautiful. And a co-star for the Dancing with the Stars is there, and she's cooking, and they seem to be like a happy little family. Someone knocks on the door, and we see that beautiful young lady wearing some pink, and she has a computer. And it's basically Marlo that was sending them an invitation to a new event that she's putting together. So Marlo has a new event called Le Archive or something like that, which is supposed to say l'archive, I guess, in French. And basically the point is that she is going to be renting some dresses in her closet, and she's going to have an event for that. So she basically has the lady, carrying the computer, and Marlo inviting them for that. And then we see the same young lady visiting everybody. She's visiting Sanya, she's visiting Drew, she's visiting Candy, she's visiting Sheree, everybody else. And then at the end of it, everybody's like, okay, we're gonna be there and everything. And then Kenya Moore is like, well, I thought that was really cheap. I think she missed the mark on that. This is what she could have done, and all that and all that. And I'm like, Kenya, the first thing you do should not always be to just criticize people. Your stuff is not always clean and perfect and beautiful. I thought that was a good idea. I do agree that, those ladies like to say that they're very fancy. A part of me is like, man, if you really wanted to be like really, really, really over the top, something that could have done was have the young lady give them maybe some iPads or a phone and have the video on that phone or something like that. That could have been very extra over the top, but I still think that what she did was okay. You know what I mean? It's definitely was different than receiving a piece of paper, right? That girl was looking beautiful. And, that was a good little surprise. I just felt like Kenya Moore is just looking to pick on whatever Marlo is going to do. Let me all know what you think in the comments, y'all. Next scene, we have Sanya at her house. She's telling us that she has been living in Atlanta for a year now. And she has her mom and her dad there. And we see her mom. Her mom is beautiful. We see her dad looking good. And they have that nice Jamaican accent. Listen. Jamaican accent is one of the coolest accents ever. Like, I wish I could speak like a Jamaican person. Like, the way they speak, I think it's so cool. And I love Jamaican culture in general. I love Jamaican food. If I was from the island, I think I'd be Jamaican. But yeah, I just really, really like it. And they're all talking and everything. Her husband is there. And she gives us a little bit more background about her life and her family life. Then they're all sitting down, and her son comes, and he's handsome, just very cute little boy. And her husband is like, yeah, I would like you to have a daughter. I would like to have a daughter. I would like you to have a sister and everything. And basically, he's making it clear that, I want us to have another child. But Sanya doesn't seem convinced because apparently, after they have their first child, they almost separated. She's telling us that she's been with him for over 20 years. They met in college at the University of Texas in Austin. And when she first saw him, she told him to come right here. And then they never left each other. That's definitely a beautiful story. I thought I was going to marry my college sweetheart, but let's not talk about that, y'all. My husband is like being very clear, and then the dad is like, well, you cannot say that you don't want to have another child because you're busy, that's not an excuse enough. And then the dad is like, I can help with the formula, I can help with the baby. Sanya is not convinced, but her husband is telling her that, if they don't have a baby, another baby, that can definitely be a problem for their marriage. And I'm like, ooh, he's being clear, girl. I hope you all find a common ground in that situation. Next scene, we have Drew and her husband getting ready to host some of the ladies. Drew is still working on a dropping with a Drew thing, and one part of her program is to have meal prep meal delivered to whoever is going to buy the program. So she has a chef that she's working with that's cooking healthy food. So she have like healthy shots of juices. She has like vegetable and fruit and food. So she wants the ladies, notably Sanya, to come and try the food and see if they're liking it or not. Come in and they have shots and everything into the kitchen. Then they started eating. They're saying that the food is really good. I think that they had some shrimp with vegetable and they're liking it. Sanya said that she eats really healthy as part of her career. And Kenzie is also there eating. So it's Kenzie and Sanya that are there. And then during all the prep, we see the assistant. One of the assistants, is being a little, extra and everything with Kenzie, but I thought it was funny. And then we have assistant number 2. She's looking mad. I'm like, girl, what's going on? Like, girl, smile a little bit for the camera or something. Then all the ladies chit-chatting and Drew is bringing back the whole situation with the text message. And a part of me is like, Drew is really open with that stuff. That cannot be real. Like, I would not, be that open with people like that. She's telling them the whole situation about the massages from the assistant. Her husband comes in and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? What are you talking about? And everything. So the ladies ask him, they're like, so the lady, she sent you the text message. What was your response? And then he started talking. He didn't really give another answer, but they didn't let him out of the hook. They asked him like, what was your response? And then he said, I'm a guy. And they're like, what? That is not a good answer. You saying you're a guy mean that if she gives you a massage, it can lead to something else, and that is not a good look. I'm like, girl, I agree with Kenzie and Sanya. That was not a good response at all. It's almost like it's inciting, that lady to keep on flirting with him. That is not a good look at all. But at the same time, that Drew, she seems like she's not really smart. Let me all know what you think in the comment. And if there's anything that you know from the previous season, please let me know. Next scene, it's the big day for Marlo of the Le Archive Gala Day. And then we see her in the morning. She's talking with Sheree, they're FaceTiming and everything. Everything is getting ready. And then Marlo comes in the venue and all the other lady comes. And as soon as the other lady comes, I'm gonna be honest with you, they were very judgmental from the front. Up front, they were like, oh, what is this? I thought we were going to have maybe like a fashion show. All we see are mannequins wearing some outfits. And, I'm expecting more. The venue is nice, but it's not all that. They keep on talking and everything. And then they're asking about Kenya. Kenya more recently got eliminated from Dancing with the Stars, so they're not sure if she's going to come. But Kenya still make it, she still make it. And as usual, she's very opinionated about the venue. She says that basically Marlo missed the mark. I'm not sure if Marlo missed the mark. Of course, we're on TV. We're not part of the event, so I don't know how everything was. But I feel like I understood what Marlo was trying to do. I think that Marlo was trying to do things like museum style, where you have like the mannequins and they're wearing the outfit, and the goal of the event is for people to observe the outfit on the mannequin, and then if they want anything, I guess, to rent anything, I guess let people know that are there, that are working with Marlo. But the lady seems to not be understanding what was Marlo trying to do. They're saying that it would have been better to have a fashion show. They're questioning if those clothes are Marlo's clothes. So there's a lot of things that they do not know. So when Marlo comes in, they're asking her all those questions and she's giving them answer. And then Drew is like, so if I want one of those outfits, I can just, let you know. Then Marlo's like, no, this is for the people from the industry. She has a lot of people from the industry there. So when was the last time you had a gig? And then, she laughed and she was like, it was a joke, but a part of me is like, nah, that was not a joke. You were serious. But yeah, Marlo's saying that she's also been working with a lot of celebrity. She's worked with Tammy Roman, and this is only for like specific people in the industry. She doesn't want everybody to wear her clothes like that. And then when they ask her how is she going to make money out of her business, she's explaining how she's planning on making money. She's also telling us that she spent over $40,000 on the event, but based on the people that are there, she knows that she's going to make get her money back with more, as she's expecting to make over $120,000 out of that event that she put together for $40,000. So I mean, if Marlo is telling us the truth, sounds like great profit. I'm not sure if she is going to do that. Are people really going to rent dresses for prices of dresses that they can have a tailor somewhere in Bissonnette make for you? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, good luck to Marlo on her endeavors. She definitely has great style. So I don't think that it would be far-fetched for it to be successful. But maybe, you know, as the other lady said, there needs to be some tweaks made. And when Marlo is coming back, she's wearing that, I call it the strawberry dress, because Sheree said that looks like the candy that her mom was trying to give her when she was young. And then, I mean, it does, and it was like a strawberry candy. Are you exactly the candy Sheree was talking about? So I call that dress the strawberry dress. And the people are not really liking it. Kenya is saying that the dress is wearing her. She's not wearing the dress. And I'm like, Marlo rarely miss when it comes to style, so we'll give her a pass on that. And then we have Drew and Sanya that are just running to Marlo to tell her what Kenya has said so far about the venue, about the event. And a part of me was like, girl, you couldn't even wait for Marlo like the next day to give a call to Marlo. Like, you couldn't even wait to just be the bone collector. Like, what? So then Marlo, you know, she's not liking it, and she's saying that she's not surprised that Kenya has a history of always criticizing the event that she puts together. She has done a lot in the past, so she's not surprised. Next scene, we see Drew taking Kenya apart and basically telling us that last season they were not on the best of terms, but she would like for the both of them to have a better relationship and to have a clean slate. And Kenya agrees. Kenya don't want to be, she's saying that she doesn't want to be in the middle of drama this season. I really hope so, because all the previous season I've seen Kenya, I'm not like lying to you, I did not like Kenya more. I thought that she was just too mean in an unnecessary way, and it was not fun anymore. It wasn't really reality TV like anymore. It wasn't enjoyable anymore. There's limits to the pettiness, there's limit to the meanness, and I thought that Kenya was just too much at the time. So if she decides that she wants to be in better terms with people, I encourage her. And on the next scene, we have Kenya, Kenzie, and Drew. Kenzie is telling Drew that she found the page of the assistant on Instagram. So they go, I don't know if it's Instagram, but on social media. So they go on the assistant page and they see what the assistant is putting. Then Drew is saying, I think that was, you know, something that was told about her. And then she was like, oh, that was days after they went to her house. So now I'm thinking that means there's somebody in Drew's camp that's been talking to the assistant, but apparently her husband went and told the assistant, you know, about everything that was told. And I'm like, girl, what type of relationship do you have with your husband? That dynamic is not working for me. I'm not liking the dynamic between Drew and her husband. Like, girl, like, what does your husband need to know for you to be able to like cut that shit? You know, he needs to cut that shit quick. Telling her, and then Marlo comes in and she's telling them that she's disappointed. She's not really disappointed in Drew, but when it comes to Kenya and Candy, they're a well-traveled person. They've gone to this type of event. They should know what she was trying to do with the event and everything. And I'm like, oh damn, the way they're like just shading Drew for free. Oh girl, oh, that is the way those ladies are perceiving you. Is not a good look. And then Kenya is like, man, like, who has been telling you all of this and everything? And then they're like, yeah, it's Sanya. And I'm like, oh Lord, is Sanya the new bone collector? I'm like, seems like. Sheree, be careful, there's a second bone collector in the group. That's it, guys. That was it for my review of episode 1 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not going to lie to you all, I'm not really hype about this season so far. The production seems different to what I'm used to watching from the show. I think that the ladies, they're this time around, they're not even letting anything build. Nothing really seemed very genuine. Like on the first episode, they're like all acting like they're catching up and telling us what they're doing. And I'm like, man, like they're not waiting anymore. I feel like things are not being genuine. I feel like some of those ladies have been doing it for too long, and there is a little je ne sais quoi that is missing. Let me all know what you think. You like the first episode? Are you hyped for what's to come? Let me all know if you would like me to review episode 2, and I really don't mind doing it for you all. On that note, if you're new here, I invite you to, and if you're not new here, I am so thankful to have you and for your support. And I will see you all next week for an episode 2 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Bye.